do a good job for you. All right. Before I start, some disclaimer. So these are all just my personal view, and of course, all the information that we have gathered. All right. Before you make any property purchase or decision or investment, please be very certain on your decision. Right. Check through your credits and your affordability. All right. So I guess you guys have seen today this morning's opening, and all the bosses and CEOs of various agencies has been talking about rising prices. But let's look at something of a global situation. So rising prices everywhere around the world, it's not just Singapore. And of course, if you look at it, in fact, Singapore only rose about 3.2%. In fact, like New Zealand, it grows like a good 23%. Overall, this article, it's a fact. It tells us everywhere else around the world having priced up despite having the global pandemic. So one reason you might ask, how come Singapore it's 3.2%? I can only say it's because we are already at a certain level, so the growth shouldn't be too huge. New Zealand, on the other hand, may be a little bit different. It's a bigger country, right? Before, maybe their prices are slightly low. But if you look at the next slide, I pull out from the article because here it's a little bit too small for you to see. So from the article, we go one by one. So New Zealand over here, right? The country, have like successfully combat well in the coronavirus and thus, make it like a safe haven for returning investors and of course, returning local. So pumping back into the real estate market with confidence. And of course, it rose by 23%. Over at the USA, right? Same thing, mortgage has been low and borrowing has been easier and thus, contributing to real estate success. Right, and of course, we look at Canada over here. So Canada, is having a warning of overheating, just like Singapore. So, they may have, or they already have their own version of their own cooling measure, right? And of course, we look at over here, Australia, right? For every new listing added into the market, 1.1 home are sold. It doesn't make sense, right? So because demand is more than supply. One home at 1.1 home sold, all right? Of course, to Hong Kong, which is very close to Singapore, that's why you can see that the growth is also 0.7 because their property prices are already at a certain level. But of course, low interest rate, right, is insufficient. Supply have pushed the Hong Kong property higher. And that's why in countries like Singapore and Hong Kong, you can see over the last many years, cooling measures, restrictions have been put up just to make sure the government do their job to control the property prices. Okay, so this is a little bit overview of what's going on. Okay, and of course, couple of key reasons. I'm not sure if you are listening out there. Of course, this is really a factual thing. It's property prices, it's property overall real estate in Singapore hot. I guess everyone can feel it from the news, from the show flat, from, amidst this pandemic, the amount of real estate movement that is going on. I guess most people, right, would logically agree it's hot, it's moving up, it's high, whatever the word is. But then, of course, the key reason that we all have to know is why. Of course, number one key reason is the fact that it's low interest rate in today's market. I think this has been repeatedly, even from this morning's opening to the earlier sharings, right? Low interest rate. When interest rate has fallen to today, say probably about 1% minimum, I think you can find 1%. Refinance is low as well. I think it's a fact that it helps to easen up the monthly installment, and it's a confident, and it's like a plus point for people to borrow money to buy real estate, right? So of course, in this article, in February early on this year, right, our then DPM Heng Swee Keat that flagged out that this low interest rate, but of course, importantly, having resilience and knowing your borrowing amount, it's still very much important. All right. Of course, brought to you by KeyQuest Mortgage here. They have provided me with the interest rate across board from new homes to purchasing to resale to refinancing. Okay, fact number two, which is so important, is the high transaction volume. Importantly, it's this word here, from genuine local home buyer. So, it can be high volume from speculator in last time's people cooling measures, right? So from genuine, how do we know? Talk about it later. Local, because our current pandemic, it's foreigners are not coming in. Of course, they can buy remotely online without viewing, but to be honest, it's not that easy anyway, right? And how come without the foreigners, without the people coming into Singapore, because we are always, boosted by foreign investment. So why are we still having growth in this pandemic? Isn't it supposed to be dampened? So a very common question that people always ask me is, hey, hi, Kevin, why is the prices still growing despite of the pandemic? I always think about the question, and I always think that it is because of the pandemic, and that is why the property prices are growing. Because somehow, in the later part of my slide, I'll show you that because of really, not that we want the pandemic, because of the pandemic, the Singapore has done a good job in overall, has brought us to some attention of global purchaser, of people's attention that see out Singapore as a safe haven and a still a good place to put their money. Of course, looking at this slide here, it's something not new, right? Of course, including ECs, right? These are the way the units are sold, right? And we are here today at April, okay? And you can see from the chart, a couple of things I want to share over here. It's, yes, if you still remember over at April last year, which nobody can forget, we went into our circuit breaker, right? Phase 1. And we are all, number one, everyone is lost because we've never been through this thing before. And if you remember, all F&B are closed. Like now, the retail are closed, which now is not closed, right? And there's totally no viewing for us, real estate agent. No viewing at all. We are not allowed even 2 packs, nothing at all. Okay, so show flats are closed. Show flats are closed. But if I ask you a question, if before the circuit breaker, we are averagely say about 8,000 units per month, suddenly dropped to 293 over here, 293. If I ask you, is it a good number? I guess it's normal for you to say, no, it's a bad number. Compared to a 904, 293 is a bad number. I agree with you, but if you take a look at another angle, isn't it supposed to be 0 transactions? Because my show flats are closed, I'm not allowed to go for viewing, and people are in a panic mode and nervous. Isn't it supposed to be 0? But how come there is still 293? It only tells you something, right? Property market, real estate is resilience. It is something in the blood of people, and logically, people do see that it's an opportunity among a crisis. Of course, people are still nervous. That's why you can see within a 1-month reaction, guys, just 1 month, ladies and gentlemen, the prices went, the number of units went up to 509. Almost double, not really double, almost, right? And straight away on June, it went back to good old days of 1,000 units. And then since then, right, all the way it's an uptrend to we hit a ever highest. Of course, you must understand, in June is where we got out of our phase 2. And then in all the way June, never would even I predicted or imagine we could have reached 2,000, past 2,000 mark of transactions in among the COVID pandemic. And of course, you do see some candlesticks a little bit low because these are also very much packed onto whether the supply of new launch available at the point on the day 1 of every new launch, is always selling the highest. So it is really a proof why the pandemic, doesn't really stop, because you can delay demand, but you must understand demand can never be destroyed, right? And of course, until today, we are here. You can see last month, April, we are also at 1,342. Interesting, because we are in May now. We are back to heightened alert phase 2. I do not have the figure yet. It looks promising to date. till now, it looks promising. Again, we are back into our home. I'm supposed to be at the studio doing this presentation to you, but because of Hyper Alert, now I'm doing it at my home because we're supposed to not meet together. So, but one key factor that you must understand now, the airports are still closed. The foreigners are still not marching in to buy real estate, even though, yes, it can be done remotely, right? And of course, a couple of key questions here you may ask yourself. Are these genuine local buyers? I guess it must be because the last 8 years of cooling measures have already put things in place. If you still buy something in today, after going through either A, ABSD, B, strong TDSR, and if you don't pay ABSD because it's your first property, likely you are really buying for own use, or at least your first investment. If you're paying ABSD, likely, I think you are somebody who has money and you can hold, because holding power, it is a very important keyword in home buying. All right. And of course, today we don't have speculator anymore. And thus, the next slide, if you look at it, is this the overall 20 years sales transaction volume, including EC, right? We are at here now. This is Q1. There wasn't no April added. April, I believe you can look at here, is 1342. And if you add April plus the 4227, you'll get about 5569. And if you look back last year with no circuit breaker, it's 11,258. And this year we are around 50% done for January, February, March, April. But what do this chart tell us again? Buying in low transaction volume, it's never a bad thing. If you still remember what happened in 2003, can someone help, I mean, I'm not sure if you can reply by the chat, but, you just shout it out, 2003, what happened? Of course, we know it's SARS. It's a transaction low, yes. 2008, it's the Lehman Brothers, right? The subprime transaction is low. 1.4 cooling measures came in hard. It's low transaction. These are high transaction. But till now, we are just half mountain of the high transaction volume. Do you think the transaction, as per predicted, now already done 50%, should end up higher than last year in this year? If you take this number and you evenly just do your calculation, this year by calculations, you end up 16,000. So now I would say it is still a window of opportunity for you to take the action, because every week, every month, every second counts, because it's just creeping up. And these are just what statistics and data can really give you an insight. All right. Okay. And you look at this chart here, right? Proportion of buyers based on residential status. Overall Q1 of 2020, 2021. You can see this is Q1 2020. It went up to 2,000 plus. Overall is 74.5%. All right, 75% in round up. All right, changes. But SPR seems the higher change. But if you look at the pure data of numbers, 200 plus to 400 plus is pretty okay. 1,006 to 2,088 is a huge jump. And these are all majority Singaporeans. All right. So this is a proof. This is a fact that all these transactions come from genuine local home buyer. All right. All right. So next, we understand why it's so hot. All right. Because seriously speaking, today, even when we sell CCR project, when we check back on the address, many come from an HDB address. Because after all, HDB is 80% of our population of real estate in Singapore. And just you look at now, we are 2021, just 19, 20, 21, or even next year, we have this effect of a very much high avalanche of MOP units in HDB. So minimum occupation period meet, then the HDB owners from BTO can sell their unit. Yes, not everyone sell on the 5th year, but statistics shows a lot of people, once met their MOP, this younger generation, right, you normally take the profit and they'll jump to private property, which just like a lot of our audience listening in. So there is a huge avalanche of MOP that have came our way, coming to our way and happening now. And also, you look at EC, all right? I didn't have the chart here. EC, I guess all in all, there is about 20 over projects of EC that is up with their minimum occupation period of 5 years, and 21 units may eventually, average condominium size. You can times with 21 units. These are people that are available with profit made from the ECs, ready to come out and buy some new launches or buy some resale condo. So that is adding into the transactions. Okay, and of course, facts number 3. You can see, despite the pandemic, uptrend is all the while available on the is shown on the graph. And I plug from point A to point B. And point A, I plug from 1.8 is because I took from the last cooling measure. If you remember, last cooling measure when it came out on higher taxes, it's that night where Park Colonial, Riverfront, Sterling went into their launch immediately. If you remember, on July 6th. All right, and of course we plug from there. Every quarter we do a up or down. You can see all in all the key indicator here. It's from Q3 18 to Q1 21. There is total of 8 ups and only 3 down in terms of growth, right? So this is a very strong upward trend shown from statistics. Of course, then we look at Singapore, sunny Singapore. We know we are differentiate into OCR, RCR, and CCR. And of course, today I'm more focusing on CCR region. You can see we got your traditional 9, 10, 11. You have got your new Marina Bay area, the newer CCR, where it's District 1, mainly District 2, District 7. All right, and a little bit of 4 and 6, right? Some part of it is a CCR. And we look at CCR overall performance in the last 15 years, right? It's about 159% growth if it's from 15 years. 10-year growth, it's about 23%, and 5-year growth, it's about 13%. All right. Of course, we also look at the average, okay, the average CCR project launches that is in the market now. And we took from first quarter of 21, and we look at it, and we divided out, yes, where some are freehold, some are 99. We take an average, we have key indication. We have about 2,000, almost 2,009, 2,881 per square foot. This is an average, not the low, not the high, the average in CCR as a player, as a development, playing in the field of CCR. You need to know your average is about 2,881 from Q1 21. Of course, then we zoom into how about project that is so-called near CBD area. So I took from District 1, 2, and 7, and we average out them, and we end up at about the same, about close to 2,009, 2,874. So this is at least, the guideline of an average PSF if you want to go into the market. Of course, we also look at the surrounding land cost in the CCR. We have plugged a chart, and you can see it's a uptrend land cost because you must understand how things work, because land is always cost to a developer, plus the construction, plus the marketing fee. At the end of the day, they have an estimated break even, and it all comes out to developers' profit margin, right? And you can see over the last 10 years or 20 years, the margin has come down because of higher, more expensive construction costs. And today, because of the pandemic, labels and things are still difficult, and land costs are always ever rising in the, at least in the world, especially Singapore, right? And of course, earlier on, I hear about one speaker mentioning again the Tanah Merah land GLS. Wow, it's nobody know Tanah Merah. Wow, break even at this price, launching estimated have to be around 1.8, or above for Tanah Merah, and developers are still bidding in, and you can have more than 10 bids in a GLS at this price. And importantly, if you look at the GLS bid, it's not that only the first guy who won the bid is like super high price. The second, third, fourth guy are just merely a little bit off from the first guy. It shows confidence. It shows that the developers are not doing their homework. They are, right? So rising land costs, it's also seen in CCR. And of course, I want to bring to your attention today on District 2, there is, from the last master plan, we look at the two developments here, right, of the Realty Center and the Fuji Xerox Tower redevelopment over here. So, you know, for the last master plan, the government had an incentive of CBD, mainly two things. Of course, objectively, they wanted a new skyline because we know there's always a older CBD called the Shenton Way, which you know, in the 80s, 90s, and eventually in the early 2000s, there were the IR, if you still remember IR, you know, then on the Marina South, there's a development now that we have, the whole Marina Bay area where we got the barrage, we got the Garden by the Bay, we got the Marina Bay Sands. So these are the IR, so-called back then. Now it's like a new CBD. And subsequently, there is the Greater Southern Waterfront that is already in plan, right? I don't know if that you're going to call that a third CBD, but all in all, Shandon Way, it's kind of like an old CBD. It's like an old Wall Street. So government in the last master plan 19 had a plan they want to rejuvenate the skyline of it because a lot of the old buildings there are already 20 years, 30 years, and they give two incentives. One of it, of course, is to up the plot ratio, and the other one is to let you have mixed use. That means a pure commercial building in Shandon Way today has the reason to tear down for developers to buy or for the owner to tear down to redevelop into a mixed use, because that's what the government wanted to introduce work, live, and play. So with the leveraging on the incentive scheme, you see there is a lot of movement within the old CBD. And of course, in this article, I just want to quickly let you know that there's movement. So in Tanjong Pagar, the Realty Center, even a developer, MCC Land, took a 30% stake with that buyer of Place Holding, right, of the Realty Center. All right, and of course, then this is to illustrate to you this happening of this insertion. So, you know, CDL have you know, plans to redevelop the freehold Fuji Xerox building, capitalizing on the URA CBD incentive again. Of course, then you know they were able to build a higher mixed use building. And of course, a potential 25% of uplift, and this is the reason why people are developers are going in, because there is a benefit, and this benefit is all given by the government to build taller buildings, right? Of course, these are articles in case you want to take a look. Two incentives, all right? One scheme encourage mixed use project in CBD. The other promotes joint redevelopments to transform pristine in strategic area, right? So by giving bonus plot ratio scheme. Right, and of course, currently, if you look at our downtown, which is the so-called OCBD, you can see largely are commercial building around here. And of course, the future, right? They wanted a little bit of more like a mixed use, so yellow color mixed use. So these are reasons, right? And of course, give a second. All right. So of course, they increased the percentage of the plot ratio over here, and you know, Anson, Cecil Street, Tanjong Pagar Robinson Road. These are the criteria. Then, if you look at the plot, the master plan on the plot ratio is significantly changed after the master plan 2019. Things are becoming different colors, right? So of course, coming back to this place that I mentioned earlier on, Marina area, the Marina Bay. Of course, in last time, we do not know what's going to be here, or you know, many things. But of course, if you have got the crystal ball back then of course, nobody has. Today, it's so beautiful, and it's not just there for us. It's a world-class, recognized, iconic area, just like Monaco, you know, because tomorrow they're having an F1 in Monaco, right? So that's why I said Monaco, right? And of course, can anyone tell me, you know, what is this building, if you still remember? All right, so of course, this is the Sail at Marina Bay. It's a 1,111 unit project completed in 08. Historical high of 3,499, 99 years. The Sail at Marina Bay. Importantly, there is this profiting from a first mover being shown in the Sail. Back then, if you remember, you know, I was really a junior agent because I was doing about 18 years in the industry. So back then in 2004, 03, when it launches, it was my second year of real estate agents work. So I can clearly remember the launches. So this chart shows you the profit that's being made from the Sail, from 2.1 million. Oh my gosh, guys, can you imagine this owner over here? Maybe if you are listening in, wow, you are very good, man. 6106, right? Bought on 05, sold on 19, you make a profit of 2.134 million. And these are all $1 million profit. Okay. And of course, you look at the next one. Of course, this is Marina Bay Residences. Okay. And it's TOP 2 years later after the sale. Only 428 units. Okay. A high of 4,368. And of course, again, there is a super profit being made. Wow, this guy, good job, man. 3.315 million for 30 unit 30-10. Okay. And of course, why am I sharing with you this is because if you look at this project, Marina One Residences, in short, we call it MOR. Okay. So Marina One Residences, the average from launch to today, average is about 2,448 per square foot on the average, right? And of course, if we compare why is this a good opportunity? Why is Marina One a Residences a good product that today I want to recommend to you? It is because the average price in the Marina Bay area for Marina One Residences is only 2,448 averagely. All right. Of course, depending on high floor, mid floor, or low floor, that is where micro when you go into it. But averagely 2,448. And if you look at chances are, MDR has transacted 4,368 before in the history of Singapore. Yes, transacted 11. Cooling measures came in. This is the reason why it needs to come in, because if not, today we're probably at 6,000, 7,000 per square foot in Marina area. But because of cooling measures, and of course, I don't want to talk much on it. We all know what's going on. History. The price today is 2,448. So my question to you is, today is 2021. If you go in at 2,000 odd, right? Maybe 2004, maybe 2005, maybe 2006. Importantly, is this a good entry price? Number two, do you have a lot of risk upside that is in it? The question to this answer is, I think number one, this is a fantastic entry price. We cannot go back to the sale back then below $1,000 anymore, because back then it's a first mover advantage. To be fair, back then, today there's already Marina Bay Sands, and you know the news of Marina Bay Sands is going to be adding on another tower, Greater Southern Waterfront story, all the good things from the last master plan that's being introduced, focusing on the Marina Bay area. All right. And of course, things are never the same again. And importantly, are you buying at record price? So today, number one, entry price is right. Risk is low. You are not buying at the record price. So that's why there is a huge built-in profit, or rather a potential upside, which I say is really huge, that is potentially sitting on in front of you using data. All right. And of course, you must be thinking, hey, Kevin, you use 4,368. No, what if there's only this gung-ho guy that buy this unit? But ladies and gentlemen, there is more than just one gung-ho guy. Of course, he is 4,368 over here, but the rest of many 3,000 over transactions is pitch one of 25, and the sale also have many 3,000 over unit or a PSF transacted. All right, sure, we don't use 4,368, just use 3,000 plus, guys. At least $1,000 of built-in profits, buffering, cushioning, whatever you want to call it. So definitely Marina One is really a piece of property for you to consider. Of course, from here, we look at another of the key data. If we take about new disparity between new projects and the resale in CCR from the statistics, it's about 34% disparity. That means new and older projects, disparity, averagely 34%. And if we do a simple illustration, we take a comparison between a Marina One Residences and the sale, right? Which is the sale, we take 1,965. And if you times by the disparity of 34, actually you should end up at about 2,633. But if you remember, the average price is only 2,400 plus per square foot. We are not even near the disparity. All right. And if you use this calculation, our disparity, it's not 34, but only 12. So again, this strongly proves the huge cushioning that we have from Marina One residences. And guys, you remember just now I showed you this average CCR project. If you look over here, Marina One, it's sitting not at the top, not at the middle, not at the bottom, but at a very comfortable range here for you to be looking at 2471 PSF averagely, January first quarter to May, PSF 2471. All right, it's still below the average of 2881. And even if you look at the average of the CBD projects, right, it's still sitting at below 2874. So definitely, again, entry price is correct, risk is low, also not the record, the unit pricing. Of course, just to show you back again, this is the average of our pricing. And let's look at surrounding actually right now, all right? We have South Beach Residence. SBR is in my short form, South Beach Residence. It is a District 7 project. A historical transaction high of 3950 is transacted before. All right, we look at Midtown Bay, District 7, and we are in District 1 from Marina One. 3008 has been transacted before. We look at Midtown Modern, again, that was Midtown Bay, the side-by-side. So it's again $4,213 transacted. Warwick Residences was also 4,987 transacted. Even yes, we look at an average range of their PSF, it is still 3,000 plus, right? 27, 3,000 plus, 3,000 plus, right? So these are, again, a very much of a confidence given to you. And we look at the piece of article, Warwick Residence, the one that I told you they transacted. Yes, it's a penthouse unit, but even you look at over here, regular 3-bedroom also transact 3,832. Regular 1-bedroom on the 48th floor transacted 3,677. 3,677, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And of course, you know, some of the very big news or the top news that is going on in the CCR that I wish to compound for you. It's of course, we all know someone bought the whole Eden Draycott. They decided buying a 1 unit or 2 or 3. It's a little bit too normal. They want to buy one whole building, you know. So of course, we know all in the news, Wang Wang, you know, I don't know, I hope you have heard Wang Wang, Wang Wang, the Taiwanese biscuit, right? The family bought the Eden at Draycott Park there for 20 units for 4,824 per square foot, breaking the 4,800 mark. And of course, it's not the first time because 3 Orchard by the Park breaking 4,008 mark, all right, for unit transacted. Again, then it break 4,009 mark, Boulevard 88, all right, it breaks a 4,009 mark, all right, and of course, then we broke the 5,000 mark, right, by another penthouse in Boulevard 88. And of course, recently, I am not sure if you know this news. One of the recent launches that we did in Park Nova broke a record high of transacted 5,838, 5,838. Remember this magic number, guys. So even for land price, we talk about land. Land is always never that high because it's not a strata title. But wow, GCB with such a big piece of land broke a record of $4,005. That is really insane, right? And all this, yes, they may be for the rich and famous, but you see, they are also love money as much as you do. They also have fear. But why are they doing this? And importantly, I learned something from here. Wow, the owner that was not directly sold to the nano firm founder, the previous one. So he bought it at 19.3 million, the guy before and before, right? Then sold it on and on until from 19.3 million in the last 20 years became 128.8 million. Oh my God, from $600 per square foot to $4,005 per square foot, guys. It just really shows the wonderful thing real estate can do for you. Of course, real estate is very different from stock market. It's not like stock, it will go to 0 or negative in overnight. It is supposed to be a mid to long-term investment anyway. right? And of course, over here, this news says the CCR luxury property movement, all right? Wealthy Singaporeans are not overseas people, still buying luxury amidst the downturn, which is a pandemic. So here, key indicator, high-end demand are more resilient because I guess they are never, they have so much money, you know, they're pandemic proof, right? In a way, right? Of course, buyer with financial capability sees economy downturn as an opportunity, an upside, a weiji to buy, okay? A sangji to buy during a weiji, all right? Of course, CCR property are always low in supply, to be honest with you, right? It's always a small pie, right? And of course, here we see foreigners pick up trophy homes, guys, trophy homes. I think the Eden, that whole building by 20 units for your own family to stay, I think it is trophy home. I think money they have a lot, you know, probably, but trophy homes not a lot. So they are just buying because they want trophy homes. And tenfold of in March, there were around 10 times more luxury homes sold in Prime District from March than February. Okay, now of course, high-end condo sales, all right, surge. All right, so key indicator here, transactions in the most expensive CCR was 543 units in March. 8 years high, 8 years. Ladies and gentlemen, if today, 2021, you count back 8 years, which year is that? Mathematics question. 21.3, correct. Thank you very much. All right. And of course, 16 new cases caveated from 5 mil. These are all the ultra luxury property, right? The most transactions clocked, right, in CCR. So if you look at this, why just I said 21.3. If you count back 2021 minus 8 years high, you go back to 21.3. And if you remember, this is the start of the first cooling measures that comes in, and you know, and when met us and we were like, you know, getting used to it over the last almost many years. And that is why you see that it's still those kind of higher transactions, just like the Marina Bay, the residents and the sale that I show you. But it's rather quiet in the middle segment here, and things start to pick up from 1819 to today, 2021. We have seen 5,800 plus. Right? So is 5,800 plus a biggest, highest PSF ever transacted in sunny Singapore? The answer is no. All right. So I'll bring it back later. But over here, you can see I boxed this up because I boxed it since the cooling measure, right? You can see CCR has the lowest red color growth, which is a good news because as the growth is lower, and right now, it gives you a huge potential upside. And of course, if you think $5,800 is expensive. Of course, sometimes we need to compare around the world. Best of the best country, Hong Kong, 23,370 per square foot. Oh my God, guys, why is 5,000 plus per square foot when there is 23,000? Can you just put your feet like this and this? It's like 1 square foot adds $23,000. Right? And of course, it's in Hong Kong, over a 3,378 square foot penthouse in the mid-level, Ban San, okay, Ban San in Hong Kong, right? Of course, Singapore record, it's still only at 6,840, ladies and gentlemen, in the mark. Remember the mark where there is, at Patterson there? So it's back in 2021. And guys, we are almost closing back to the mark price. In fact, if not higher. Why? Because like I showed you just now, over here, there is cooling measure and before here, don't have. So if you use 5,008 and you really thumbs by 20% of ABSD, it will give you almost $7,000 per square foot, and it's already surpassed, in my opinion. Okay, but of course, these are just angle of looking at things that I would like to share with you. And of course, today, thanks for giving me this opportunity to give you this my own take on my view as an agent or team leader and in the agency business for the last 18 years. Today, of course, I'm happy to see this potential project I want to introduce to you called Marina One Residences. And of course, it has offices, grade A offices, and it has a retail mall as well. And of course, we're looking at the residences. Here, it's the beautiful Marina One Residences over here. At the back here, it's 2 towers of grade A offices. And here, it's 2 towers of residential, right at the close proximity to the famous, iconic Marina Bay Sands, the flyer. and the MBFC 123 over here. And of course, like I say, this is a newer area. It's a newer CBD, the older CBDs around here. And you do see a lot of white sites in front. And to me, these are opportunity. White sites are very rare. And if they are ever to be launched, trust me, it will never be cheap. But why is the government not launching these sites yet? Let me come to it later. Okay, just to let me to share with you a very quick news that I had back then about Marina One, just a quick one.
Marina One project is set to raise the bar for future integrated developments and act as a catalyst to attract and grow new businesses. That's the vision of M+S, the joint venture between Singapore and Malaysia, which is working on the landmark project located in the heart of the central business district.
It's another effort in sowing the seeds of friendship. Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and his Malaysian counterpart, Mr. Najib Razak, unveiled the design for the Marina One project. The design expresses the energy and vibrancy of the new district in Marina Bay. The development comprises 2 towers of more than 1,000 luxury city residences. This will be launched later this year. There'll also be offices and a retail podium called The Heart. Marina One will occupy a land space of about 340,000 square meters and is valued at 7 billion Sing dollars.
It's going to be an iconic project in the middle of our new business district for many, many more years to come. And I think this is a project which we'll both be very proud of and which will thrive and prosper and add to our city and to our friendship.
I think we have a wonderful design. I think we have a real winner in this Marina One, and it will certainly fulfill our expectation that we wanted a landmark, an iconic building, and what we see today is the beginning of that iconic building.
The 2 leaders were also briefed on the progress of the other joint project located near Kampung Glam. The project, called Duo, includes office, residential and hotel components. It sits on 160,000 square meters of land and is valued at 4 billion Sing dollars. The Duo and Marina One are part of 6 land parcels jointly developed by Singapore and Malaysia under a land swap deal agreed on in 2010. Developers say construction for the Marina One project is on track. Piling has started and is expected to be completed by 2017. Marina One will join other iconic buildings in the area in setting a new backdrop for the Singapore city skyline.
Okay, so what did we register from this news that I captured on Channel 5? It's number one, it keep mentioning 3, 4, 5 times iconic building. Iconic. I mean, it's really iconic. And the time flies, today Marina One residences, the ready TOP sitting beautifully on site. It's really iconic in the day, in the night. Second piece of news that you pick up is this is, if you remember, is a land swap collaboration between Singapore and Malaysia. And that is why you can see, wow, this is the first time my models or my spokesperson for a project that we are representing, it's our Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong. And that's, wow, a very prestigious thing for us. Of course, it's a collaboration between Temasek Holdings and Khazanah to form a company called M+S, which are a developer for this project, on 2 projects, namely Dual Residences and Marina One Residences, all right? So I just take you through some facts and figures. Total Marina One Residences is about 1,042 units, and we have sold 918 units. So what I'm trying to say is there's only 124 units selling live as we go. Every week we're transacting. Honestly, we don't have a lot of units, and today I only have 124 units left for you to consider. But it's okay because still there is an opportunity over here. Of course, I'm very happy to have met the main architect, Christoph Ingelhoven for Ingelhoven Architecture over at the Marina One project back then when I met him. Of course, if you do not jot down Christoph Ingelhoven, you do a research. This architect is a German architect that it's very much focused into green buildings, iconic buildings, and it's really famous if you do some research on him. So Here it's a little article that I have taken from the Ingerhoven Architects, about the wind tunneling, the design of Marina One residences over here, and how cross ventilation has improved airflow to make it a building that is not so hot, microclimates, for you to take a look. And of course, I think what really captured my attention back then was this thing called a green hut. So in Marina One, it's like a 2 office towers and 2 residential. In the middle, there's a cross wind, there's a cross ventilation. You look down, there is a 65 square foot of green hut that is allowed, that is built in the middle of it. And if you've ever been to Marina One residences, you look down, wow, it's really very magnificent. And within that, there's always a man-made 30-meter waterfall that add to the whole effect of it. Of course, I took some pictures, real site pictures back on the project. Its internal view is very nice. I mean, when we buy a piece of project, people always want to look out of the project. No one want to look into the project. Personally, this is a few projects that I rather look into the project because inside it's at night, it's so beautiful. All right, and then this is a night view of the project. Over here is a green hut, the waterfall, right? And then these are the residences over here, and these are the office towers. All right, and of course, being in this garden city, by the bay, Marina Bay, it's in the direction of 3 key: live, play, and work together. All right. And of course, if you remember earlier on, I said there's some white sites. And of course, now Marina One is here. All right. And of course, these are all the underground pedestrian network, the UPN, right, on the underground. So if you ask me, my personal take, it's like a little bit like all the New York, where you are in New York City, from this tunnel, you can just walk to everywhere else, all connected, or Japan, something like that. So a lot of underground tunnels are actually being done now. And of course, this is probably the reason why, in my opinion, these white sites are not ready to sell, because a lot of work infrastructure are being done. Because you must understand, Marina Bay is a fresh piece of land. It is really start from ground zero, okay? And of course, I think very much interesting here is Marina Residences has got 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 MRT lines that you can enjoy from within the project. North-South, Circle, Downtown, and the Thomson East Coast Line. If you look at Thomson East Coast Line, of course, a little bit of delay because of the probably pandemic. The station has got 3 colors. This is all the station that you can enjoy, all the way to Siglap East Side, right, to Bedok South, all the way up to City, the Orchard Road, all the way to Woodlands. So the Thomson East Coast Line, it's part of just below this project. And of course, the North-South line, which is the older line, but still very, very crucial line, that is at the same station of Marina Bay. And of course, the Circle line, right? Circle line, it's also inside Marina Bay Station as an interchange, right? Because this is one of the huge interchange. And of course, the downtown lines on another station nearby, the downtown station over here, right? It's the downtown station, right? You have the downtown line, which is pretty much what I'm trying to say. If you cannot register what I'm saying, it connects to everywhere in Singapore, right at the basement of the project. All right. And of course, being in the Marina Bay area, probably I think focusing on national park, it's very important. But of course, you have your biggest national park nearby called Gardens by the Bay. And of course, just like New York Central Park, One Hyde Park. If you've been to London and New York, this is our little park over here, 230 meters. It's quite a long, lengthy front that is facing the residential towers. And of course, at the back, there's another linear park. But I think the Marina Station Square here It's 230 meters of green, guaranteed green national park in front of you. I think it's very timely to have such a piece of green within a CBD area. Okay, and of course, next, if you allow me a couple of minutes to share with you this video, and I will talk a little bit more about it in a while. Still, just enjoy.
The season of Westworld as a Singaporean is an interesting exercise. You're spending half the time following the story, and the other half is spent playing Spot the Landmark. That's Orchard Road, that's Stadium MRT Station, that's the Esplanade, that's Atlas Bar, which isn't inside the Esplanade. My country was a major filming location for this season of Westworld, leading to the peculiar experience of watching famous actors wander about the places and landmarks that I and many other Singaporeans have been to. If you live in New York or LA, this might be a common experience, but it's rare for us, so let's indulge for a bit. It took me a while, though, to realize that Singapore, for most scenes, isn't actually playing Singapore in Westworld. Many of these Singaporean landmarks are portrayed as landmarks in a future Los Angeles. I watched further, though. There was something else that started niggling at me. These Singaporean landmarks we see in Westworld, they're only really one side of Singapore. Singapore is a big city with a rich history, but in Westworld, we only see the side that looks futuristic and contemporary and modern. There's a reason why Westworld focuses on this aspect of Singapore's cityscape, and that reason is rather interesting to think about.
All right. So why do I show you this video? Because I realized Westworld. If you are Westworld fans, okay. If you do not know, Westworld is just an American sci-fi movie. There's already Westworld 2 or 3. I can't remember it. So it's not on Netflix, so you can't get it on Netflix. But I'm surprised Marina One. It's because it's a very high-tech future sci-fi building future. So they are featuring Marina One as one of their locations in Singapore. And why do they use Marina One if they don't use other condos? I mean, there's so many condos around Marina Bay, why they use Marina One? Wow, because they also agree it's not just a condo. It's iconic. It's futuristic. It's so good enough for them to come all the way to Singapore and take this as their one of their sites for their filming. And of course, Marina One has been in the limelight for a while. It's being featured by Forbes in their Instagram, in their articles. It's being featured in CNA Luxury. It's being featured in many places. Even, of course, our Romeo Tan from Mediacorp has also bought a unit and made it to his bachelor pad. And I thought, just want to share you guys, But you see, being a M+S a project, I guess a lot of the owner probably are, I don't know, from from the government body side. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but all in all, I'm trying to say this project, it's really for the who and who, the region famous, the overseas players, because it's in a smack of Marina Bay Sands nearby. Certain of the units even can look out to the Marina Bay Sands, right? Of course, I repeat again, this unit, this project on Marina One instances, this is a view from the swimming pool out to the commercial side. It has great head office. It has a plaza, which is a retail, and it has 2 towers of luxury residences, right? And of course, I took pictures of the cold storage at the bottom where the retail is. All right, and of course, these are how it looks on the site map. And of course, later, if there's time, I will bring you through virtual tour, okay? And of course, just a glance of the pricing. 120 odd units I have available. I really do still have 1 bedroom, 2 plus study, 3 plus study, 4, and penthouses, right? So our 1 bedroom starts from about 1.5-ish million, 2.4-ish million for our 2 bedrooms, 3.5-ish for our 3 bedrooms, and about maybe 5 and 6 million up for a 4 bedroom. Okay, and of course, now I run through some floor plans with you. So I mean, we have some units that has already been interior design ID, and these units include the ID that will be given to you. which later I will show you some of the ID. So for example, this is a unit that I have shortlisted, 24 stack 22, 667 square feet, one bedroom at 1.757 million, right? And of course, a little bit of this is from the hall. From this line onwards, it's the bedroom. All right. Later, rather, I'll use a virtual tour to guide you around. Of course, like I said, the inside view, if you hear me just now, from here, you look out, right? The inside view, it's beautiful. Really, you should go on site and take a look. It's very magnificent, it's very calming, it's really nice. It feels like you're in another country, you know. And of course, the 2+ study, which is also ID up. So it's all come with a private lift from the 2-bedroom. So for the 1-bedroom, of course, it's just a regular lobby. But for the 2-bedroom onwards, it's a private lift lobby. You come, this is the escape hall. This is a private lobby. You come in, right? There is a hall that is very huge, nicely done up balcony. There is 2-bedroom over here, all right? And of course, you know, the view, some of it even have the Marina Sands view, Bay Sands view, all right? So the 3-bedroom, okay, I parked this unit 2407, 1,539 square feet, also ID up, right? Also come with a private lift lobby, very huge hall you will see later on, right? And of course, the 3 bedrooms tucked nicely over here, and a walk-in wardrobe for the master room. Of course, guys, this is Marina One Residences. It's supposed to be a luxury property, iconic. I guess we're not supposed to build it too small, and that's why you can see that our 3 bedrooms are at a very good size. 1 bedroom, 600 over square feet, 700 over square feet, right? Even the 2 bedrooms are about 1,001, 1,002. So I guess it's got to be some sort of a class, some sort of a luxury within the development itself. Okay, of course, the 3 bedrooms, if you look into it, like I say just now, the hall's really beautiful, right? Of course, the bedroom looks out to the sea, and of course, in front, a very nice view. Of course, a 4-bedroom, it's really, really beautiful, right? It's tucked at the corner, all right? And then we're looking here at 21 floor, 2,045 square feet, really luxury, really very nicely wide span hall that you can see from here. Definitely private lift, definitely, right? And the bedrooms are nicely lined up over here. Or rather, I use a virtual tour to show you later. Okay, now of course, this I took a picture, a real picture. You can see a very beautiful view of the Singapore Flyers, the whole Gardens by the Bay over here, and of course, the iconic Marina Bay Sands. I mean, you can always pick up a property in the District 9, 10, or 11, you know, but, you know, view are always a concern because buildings are closer by. There'll be a mixture of new and old building. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just a little bit different from over here at Marina Bay Sands. Okay, and of course, we have the beautiful penthouse that's 7,244 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, right? 33rd floor. And please allow me to show you our penthouse beautiful video. Okay, thank you for the time to watch this video. Now I'm going to take you through the virtual tour. You allow me to switch over. Okay, I hope everyone can see. Okay, so this is our one bedroom, all right, on the level 24, which I showed just now, right? And okay, so over here, this is where the entrance is. Okay, entrance is. If you come in, beautiful kitchen. And over here, the hall area. Navigating over here, this is the bedroom. Okay, zoom up a little bit for you to take a look. So this is a bedroom. Into here is a walk-in wardrobe. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Not easy to navigate over here at this. All right. There you go. All right. So there's a walk-in wardrobe towards inside your bathroom. It's a one bedroom. Okay. So of course, this door here, you can close this up. Right. Back here to the kitchen, and I'll show you the view of it. So if you go to the balcony, here you are, the view, right? Internal view. This is the green heart, and these are all the louvers, the part of the design, and they see all the cross ventilation here. Okay, so this part of the one bedroom on the 24th floor. Let's look at the 2+ study over here. All right, so the 2+ study, you can see from the doorhouse, enter. All right, then I best backtrack a little bit here. See, so from the entrance, which is on my right side, this is the entrance. Okay, we go to the entrance. That's where the study is. Okay, I just go slower. Study. And the kitchen. All right, it's all ducted aircon. All right, and you come in here, you can see the view. And we go out and just check out the view. Wow, see, it's beautiful, isn't it? All right, and we look back into the house. Of course, this is the master room, right? And we try to go into the room. Okay. Bedroom 2. Okay, we go to the master room first. Sorry. Okay, yeah, beautiful, right? So a very good sized room. Again, of course, we're walk-in wardrobe again. And coming through to your bathroom, right? And back out to the rest of the other bedroom over here. Over here. Okay, cool. So then I'll show you the 3 bedrooms. All right, the hall, beautiful hall. Okay, and then the kitchen is bigger because the 3 bedroom. Private lift lobby over here is a private lift lobby. It comes in through to the house, and then we go to another one of the bedrooms. Over here, this is one of the bedrooms. With the view, look at the view. Wow. Okay, and then we go out again. Yep, and we get to this room. Again, right, beautiful view. We head out. All right. Into this room. Okay, so just now we are the master. All right, and now I show you the 4 bedroom, which is the 2,000 square feet, 2,045 square feet, 4 bedroom. Okay, wow, see the size of the hall. Okay, and the rooms are all here. This is the private lift lobby. Okay, and you can navigate over here. Yep, you will see a wet kitchen inside here. This one was a dry kitchen, a wet kitchen, and a yard. right? And then these are the junior room and the master room, right? Yep, so unblock view outside. Yep. The bathroom quality. Because these are all actual unit virtual tour that we went in to take. Okay, and just coming out here. Then we're getting outwards to the other wing. Turn myself around, going to this next part of it. Okay. Yeah, so here we are. In the show flat, we built it into a study, but it's actually a bedroom, you see, with the closet. Right. Okay, right, there you are. Our virtual tour. Of course, feel free to take a look at the virtual tour at our website. All right, and let me allow me to jump back to the slides. Okay, and yeah, that's it for my part. And now, of course, I think we look at some Q&A that you have for today's session. Let me take a look. Okay. So, oh, there's questions. Any risk to the valuation when the white sites get developed? Any risk to the valuation? You see, these white sites are definitely from the government, and I don't have the price, but they are definitely going to be not cheap, lah. Right? So I guess when they develop either into another mixed development or residential or a grade 8 office or something, even I don't know, maybe casinos, I guess it will only help to bring up the prices back to where we are before, as high as we can. And if you remember back at Marina Bay Area, done deal was already about $4,000 per square foot back then. Before the cooling measures. Today it's back at 2,000 mark, 2,500 mark maybe. I guess there's a lot of upside. That's what I'm trying to say. Can I give you a disadvantage of the Marina One residences for more balanced view? You ask me, of course, everything there's always a good and bad, but for Marina One, wow, I really cannot think of a bad thing that I want to tell you. Maybe I think compared to tradition, 9, 10, 11s are always a little bit more traditional. Maybe at the District 1 and 2, it's always slightly more new and not so traditional. So I think it probably need a little bit time to have to win the heart over from the very die-hard 9 and 11 players back into the 1 and 2. You know, if you know what I'm trying to say. So of course, you ask me maybe in terms of fans, I guess 9 and 11 may have slightly more fans than the District 1 and 2. But of course, if you look at overall supply, 1 and 2 are also quite limited supply, you see, right? So I hope that answers your question. TOP in 2007, and of course, you now still have unsold unit. Is this good or bad? Okay, let me just explain to you. Because upon TOP, we have 2 towers, 21 and 23. Technically, we only launched Tower 23 on TOP. We only launched Tower 23 on TOP. And that's why till now, a balance of about 120 units, I think it's considered a project moves quite fast, right? Maybe I didn't share about that part here. All right, so is it considered good or bad? I think overall it's good because units are always moving pretty fast. Okay, and let me see through the questions. Oh, land bids. Earlier on I show you a chart about land bids. They are land bids from recent years, maybe 2018, 19, 20, 21, recent years. But if you do talk about Marina One residences, I guess we are a little bit unique. We are neither a GLS because we are not from a government land sales, nor we are from an M block. As I mentioned, it's M+S. It's a government land swap, and this is probably the reason why, as a developer, they are more free and more easier to price it right, because they are not as stressful as the rest of the developer. Because, like I say again, we are not from a GLS nor from an M block. It's through a land swap. So this is, I would say, it's really in a lifetime special project for many reasons. Okay, yeah. So what's my view of lease decay? Wow, what's the future for a 20-year-old, 99-year leasehold property? I guess you see, on one hand, we all know, dear Singaporeans are always different. We are very fortunate people. In Singapore, you drive a 3-year-old car, people say it's an old car. You cross to our neighboring country, people driving 10 years old car say it's still a new car. So I guess we are a little bit more pampered, to be honest, right? Because we are living in Singapore. So yeah, people do. That is why the disparity of real estate, you can see just now as we present, could be the 30-40% disparity between older project and newer project. It is just the way a first world country people live. So of course, you ask me, an older project may offer you, bigger size, lower price. But at the end of the day, what is objective? Is it really just get a big property? Seriously, is it capital appreciation? If you look at the rest of many other sharings within the SPS 21, you can see a lot of us talk about the disparity and that most profit are made through new project on TOP. It's probably a trend. It's probably a habitual thing. It's just a way real estate is being set trend in Singapore, right? And of course, end of the day, I can show you many examples if you want, which I didn't prepare here, but it's like if you can check back, you can have two projects side by side. One older project that is sell cheaper than cheaper than the new launch. 5 years down the road, new project upon TOP will always exit with a better profit than the older project. In fact, it always shows that the older project didn't grow much. Why? One of the key reasons is because you must understand, the older project has people that went in on day one of the older project at even a lower per square foot. They don't have to make the kind of profit that you need when you go in now, in order to make money, right? If you quote Heritage View in your question, I will say Queens. Queens, you must remember that when Commonwealth Tower is launched, even though Commonwealth Tower is 1,005, 1,006, Queens is 1,002, people at 1,005 going to Commonwealth Tower 5 years down the road, 4 years down the road after SSD, still make profit of 1,200,000. Queens until today still at 1,001 or 1,002, in fact, about the same price. So to me, this whole 5-6 years is an opportunity lost in you because you are getting older, and the bank do not think that you are wiser because your tenure or loan will drop. So that is all very important. And importantly, going in at 1,002 at the point where you were choosing between Commonwealth, you must understand there is owner who bought in Queen at $700. He sell 1,000 PSF also make money. That is why we don't have the common push. When you go into new launch, everyone enter at the same entry price. That's why there's a push And of course, second rule is probably because people just like new things. As such. So of course, you mentioned the question. So either that's why M blocks are in Singapore, in Hong Kong, because the land is small. The only way to get land is either through GLS or through M block. So of course, 2021, which I didn't show in my slide, you can see that M block are it may come back, but it's already doing. If you do not know, from my records, this year, M block is already almost $200 million being done. In a smaller plot, nothing big plot like like in 21/7 or 1/8. It's been already 200 million in just 2021 itself. Yeah, you can keep track of all these things easily. Okay. Yeah. If we do have time, I would like to check about the more questions. Yeah. So someone asked me about maximizing home mindset. So like I say, again, today to me, whatever I've shared in the first 45 minutes of my sharing, right? These are numbers, these are statistics, these are positioning, these are stories, these are news that you should know because it facts, right? Will facts eventually cause the result? I do not know. We can't make sure, but these are facts that's why with this, you can have a right mindset, right? End of the day, the truth is, no one know the future. We can only tell, predict, estimate, all right? By the end of the day, sometimes honestly, the truth be told, even as a speaker myself, doing the statistics and I've been in 18 years, sometimes to me, statistics is a very hard ball. I only trust the Singapore real estate industry, the skyline, because the saying is, today's high is always tomorrow's low. Not literally tomorrow, right? But it's like 10 years ago, you buy a most expensive property. 20 years ago, you buy a property that whole world laugh at you. So expensive, it's so stupid. Today, you are laughing back at them because, Singapore is a first world country. We will always keep pushing the whole system of Singapore, and we will never go back to before. So to me, if anyone asks an advice to me, I'm 41 this year. I came into the industry at 23. I have my fair share of my property investment. I have also been in your shoe, getting married, buying my first property, thinking should I buy a HDB, BTO, worrying things that I look back, I shouldn't have worried, but we are all human beings. That's why when it comes to running my business, or in fact running my agency and my people, I always use a very down-to-earth attitude. Of course, today I also acquired a big property for myself. It's always based on buying as early as you can, right? Buying as early as you can. Buying when it is the early as you can, because that's how you beat the system. And of course, buying as big as you can, because your profits got to be multiplied by your size, right? Imagine 10 years ago, you buy a landed property. A buy 1,500, B buy 3,000. Obviously, B make more money because it's being bigger. And number 3, right, is about buying as upper class as you can. It's not, don't get me wrong, because we all know in district, 15 is always not as good as 9, 10, 11, or in fact, this class of property that is being curated. So my third take is always buy as upper class as you can. Of course, if you can buy district 1, buy district 1, you can buy district 9, don't buy district 19 if you can. Size, of course, I leave it to you, because buying a high district is going to be smaller size. I know all these things because we are in the same shoe. So let me summarize, right? Buy as big as you can, buy as early as you can, buy as big as you can, and buy as upper class as you can. All right. It's been my pleasure to speak to you over at this year 2021 SPS, and I'll be back on next Saturday for another episode. I hope I've added value to you, and thank you very much for listening in. Thank you. I'm Kevin Lim from ERA. Thank you. Over to you, organizer.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin, for those insights. Interesting. I mean, it's it's a different way of looking at the market, and I think, as you can hear from Kevin, time is again one of the main factors in our investment decisions. Okay, You've heard from many folks, there are still more to come, but I do promise, well, I had promised you rather, the lucky draw winners. So let's put up my magic spinning wheel. We'll pop it up on screen. I'll give it a spin and see who our 2 winners are for this session. And let's give it a spin. And let's take a look. And our first lucky winner for this session is Amelia Tan. Amelia Tan, congratulations to you. You've just won $100 in cash. And let's put the wheel up for another spin, and let's give it a spin. And stop now. Let's see who our next winner will be. Kitty Tan. Congratulations to Kitty Tan. So Amelia and Kitty, congratulations to you. The folks from SPS will be in touch with you to tell you how you can collect your prize. So you are watching the Singapore Property Show 2021. We are going to take off for a short break, but come back and join us. There's still more sessions coming up shortly.
Dreams can find a way to brighten up every day. So step into your world and the magic that you create. Start daydreaming. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about la 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 la. Love is love. La 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 la. Love is love. Love is sweet tea. Love is a muppet. Love is boiled sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss when you least expect it to be. Love is wait on the corner, I'll see you at 3. La 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 la. Love is love. La 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 la. Love is love. Love is sweet tea. Love is a muppet. Love is boiled sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss when you least expect it to be. Love is wait on the corner, I'll see you at 3. La 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 la. Love is love. La 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 la. Love is love. Love is sweet tea. Love is a muppet. Love is boiled sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss when you least expect it to be. Love is wait on the corner, I'll see you at 3. La 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 la. Love is love. La 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 la. Love is love. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about love. La 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 la, love is love. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about la 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 la, love is love. La 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 la, love is love. Love is sweet tea, love is a muppet. Love is boiled sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss when you least expect it to be. Love is wait on the corner, I'll see you at 3. La 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 la, love is love. La 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 la, love is love. Love is sweet tea, love is a muppet. Love is boiled sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss when you least expect it to be. Love is wait on the corner, I'll see you at 3. La 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 la, love is love. La 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 la, love is love. Love is sweet tea, love is a muppet. Love is boiled sweet stuck to your pockets. Love is a kiss when you least expect it to be. Love is wait on the corner, I'll see you at 3. La 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 la, love is love. La 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 la, love is love. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about love. Dreams can find a way to brighten up every day. So step into your world La 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 la, love is love. La 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 la, love is love. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me.